So, oh man, it's been a while since I told this joke. Just give me a second. I gotta like prepare myself. Fuck, how does it go again? So, a man walks into a bar with an orange for a head. Sits down at the bar and asks the bartender for a beer. The bartender turns around. The first thing he says to him is, "Whoa, man." And before he can finish talking, the guy with the orange head goes, "Hey, listen, I know what you're going to say. I don't want to talk about it." So the bartender stops for a minute and he's like, you know, I know you don't want to talk about it, but really, I got to ask you. And he's like, "No, please, man. I just want to come out. I just want to get a drink. I just want to forget about all this stuff. Please, just please, leave me alone. It's been a long time since I've been out in public." They go back and forth for a couple minutes, right? And finally, the guy with the orange for a head agrees to tell him what happened. So he goes into the story, and he says, "So the other day, my grandmother died, and I was cleaning out her attic. While I was cleaning out her attic, I found an old lamp. It was really dirty, so I decided to start, cleaning it off. So he's up there, he's cleaning off the lamp. All of a sudden, a genie pops out, right? Genie pops out and he says, "Hi, I'm the genie. I was trapped in that lamp for 100 years. For my gratitude for you letting me out is that I will grant you 3 wishes." So the guy with the orange for a head at this point doesn't have an orange for a head, obviously. He gets all excited. He's like, "Wow, oh wow, genie, 3 wishes. I mean, if you found a genie, you'd be like, whatever." So the genie tells him the rules. Rule number 1 is no wishing for infinite wishes. Rule number 2 is no wishing for the death of anybody else. And rule number 3 is to be as careful as possible with the wording of your wishes. That's what he tells him. Be as careful as you possibly can with the wording of your wishes. So the guy thinks for a little bit, and he decides he's going to make his first wish. So he tells the genie, "I'm going to make my first wish." And the genie says, "Okay, but remember what I said. Be careful, because you never know. If you word something incorrectly, things could wind up badly for you." So he says, No, I thought this through." He says, "I want to be the richest man in the world." So the genie says, "Okay, that's what you want to wish for. You already said it. The wish is granted." And he waves his head or whatever, and his wish comes through. He's on the cover of Forbes magazine. He's the richest man in the world. He's got yachts and stuff and whatever. And a couple of weeks go by of him enjoying this wealth. And he comes back to the genie. He says to himself, "I've had a great time this past week. I think it's time for me to make my second wish." So the genie says, "Now listen, I just want to let you know this. You made a very simple wish the first time. All you said is that you wanted wealth, and you made sure that you said you wanted it in money. But if you go for something a little more complicated, it could really screw things up for you. The repercussions could be endless." So the guy says, No, I thought it through. I got it. I know what I'm going to do." So he says to the genie, "I want to be the most handsome man in the world." So the genie says, "Okay, that's what you want." The man says yes. He waves his head. He's the most handsome man in the world. He's on the cover of, all these different magazines. He's, again, now he's not only the richest man, he's the most wealthy man. He's, the best looking guy. Everyone loves him. He's fucking living the life. So after a week of this, you guys are about to hate me. After a week of this, he goes back to the genie. The genie says, "Now, listen, I want to let you know something. Most people wish for the same things that you just wished for, and it winds up badly for them. Somehow you have managed, through the simplicity of your wishes, to get exactly what you wanted. But you have one more wish, and I want you to be as careful as you possibly can that you only wish for what you want." So the man thinks about this, right? Goes out, thinks about it some more, enjoys his boats, enjoys the women, and he finally comes up with the one thing he's missing in his life, the one thing that's going to make him happy. So he goes back to the genie, and he says, "I wish for an orange for a head."